We're going to take a look at the ESPN. Look, now that the 90-something% of the offseason has been completed, the over under win totals are updated by ESPN Bet, and we're going to take a look at the Eastern Conference and see how we think it's going to shape up based on the way ESPN Bet sees it. It's always a fun thing we do every year. So we'll start today with the Eastern Conference. And we're just going to go straight down alphabetical order. I think that's the best way to go. So we'll start with the Boston Celtics. Bontemps, the Boston Celtics over under for this upcoming season. The expectation is that Jason Tatum will be out for the entire year. They traded away some key players, Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis. Jaylen Brown has the offseason knee surgery. Is 43.5. I know Brad Stevens, their team president, said, recently when they gave an offseason update on their team, he said we're still a playoff team. And I think that's true because the Eastern Conference is not super deep. And this over-under implies that the ESPN Bet believes that they are still a playoff team without Jason Tatum.
Not to poke at you a bit, but if we're going in alphabetical order, I think we skipped a team in Atlanta.
Oh, the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, why?
You can do Boston first. I mean,
you are correct. That is
okay. I am correct. A comes before B. I am aware.
Well, also, no, I see what he did. Jackson, what did you do?
No, Jackson gave us Atlanta by division. It was my fault.
Jackson has a team in alphabetical order by division in the.
I accept full responsibility, and because of that, I want to be held accountable. And Jackson, I would request that you do not edit that out.
Well, also to make it easier, let's go alphabetic by division because there's no way we can put these in alphabetical order on the fly.
Jackson just with some technological wizardry immediately fixed it. So now it's flipped.
All right, we're going to start with the Celtics and then we're going to do the Hawks. Go.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I'm doing some quick math here. So Boston's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so they're tied. They're tied for 6th with another team we'll get to later. So
God, we're figuring out alphabetical order and counting on the fly. This is getting off to a roaring start.
Wanted to take a quick look at where they sit.
It's early on the West Coast.
Look, the Celtics are in a weird spot, obviously, because they still do have a couple of really good players, and then they also have some fairly giant holes on their roster. I mean, right now, their center rotation is Xavier Tillman, Luke Garza, and Neemias Queta, which is a bit of a drop-off from Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford and Luke Kornet, all of whom are going to be playing elsewhere next season.
We think for Horford.
Celtics have said Horford's not going to be in Boston, so it's a matter of.
Well, we think he's playing, although by this time things might be wrapped up. But anyways, go on.
But yeah, I mean, if I had to make a bet on the Celtics one way or the other, I would probably bet the under because they're one Jaylen Brown and or Jaylen Brown or Derek White injury away from just not having very much firepower on the court at all. And they have a lot of young players who I think they're going to be playing a lot of minutes. And we're not going to see Jason Tatum this year. I could certainly see this being some version of a pause for the franchise overall. I think they're probably going to try to save more money. Right now, they're currently just into the second apron.
So over or under?
Well, I said under.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I think there's enough reasons to think that they're going to go the other way. They could, Jaylen Brown and Derek White could play 80 games and be awesome, and they could, maybe win 45, 46 games. But I think it's more likely that they have some injuries. They play a lot of these young guys, a lot of minutes, and they're probably still in the play-in anyway because I don't really know if it's possible to get into the bottom 5 of the East, given how bad some of these teams are going to be. But I think it's more likely they're under 500.
Yeah, I'll take the under, and I will take it in part because the Celtics have another very tough opponent that will be on their schedule every single night, and that's human nature. Like, these are guys who are obviously they're guys who have won a championship, guys who are accustomed to competing for a championship, and guys who are showing up to training camp fully aware that there is no way in hell they're going to have that opportunity this season. They'll completely understand that this is a gap year. And I just think that's going to be tough to get amped up and to maintain their focus for 82 games, knowing that this is a season that ultimately is going to lead to nowhere.
Yeah. So the thing about, and this is going to be repeating itself as we talk about this, Bontemps just mentioned it. There's some teams in the East that are just weak. And so you're going to get some wins, whether you are relative or not. I suspect that Jaylen Brown, assuming his knee is okay, is going to have a massive season. And I think he's going to just carry them to a bunch of wins. I think he's going to see as an opportunity this year to like show everybody what he can do. And I agree that they're probably not going to have enough, but I think that he is going to be a difference maker in a lot of games. So I'm actually inclined to nose over because you're going to see Jaylen Brown. I expect a huge year from Jaylen Brown. I will advise my friends who ask me about fantasy stuff to prioritize getting Jaylen Brown this year. Again, assuming he looks okay in the preseason. I don't know if he's even going to 100% be able to start right there because, as you know, I believe there's no such thing as a minor knee injury.